You've arrived. You're in the right place. And now, you'll witness what few have. Sometimes, I look into the mirror and think that I'm all alone in this place. Other times, I dance in the streets for attention. But today, I changed my entire appearance. Welcome to the Lonely Barber's Hovel. We perform all of your cosmetic needs, and even your, well, it costs a bit extra for that. No one will ever know that you are here, because this truly is the middle of absolutely nowhere. The Brawlers Guild. This seemingly isolated instance in Orgrimmar has a pretty amazing aesthetic. Coming here to fight in the matches or watch others destroy the brawlers is always a good time, but we're not here to fight in the arena. Instead, we come to battle the invisible barriers, as well as this weird loop thing that happens when you jump too high. I guess too many people found out about how to glitch out of bounds in this area, so they built up the Uncrafter defenses. That being said, this glitched area isn't anything new. But it is also good to know that it can still be performed in 2022. And I'm actually recording the audio on this on 02/22/2022 at 8:53 p.m. So it's not really, that impressive. But anyway, I digress. In order to perform this glitch, I actually had to look it up on Google, as YouTube's search bar does not always do the trick when you're trying to look for specific things. I did find a video by the Game Museum, and he discovered a new, in quotation marks, way to escape from the arena. He knew that they blocked off glitching out of bounds easily via teleportation effects, but he also then discovered that they didn't really do a perfect job at blocking off the glitched area. He used a goblin rocket jump to perform this glitch, and I instead used the greatest class in all of World of Warcraft, the Glitch Hunter. Demon Hunter, of course. He decided to try and jump into this corner over here, and he seemed to be able to get directly out of bounds. Now, he did this in 2019, and I could not find a more recent video on the subject. Not that there isn't one out there, but I wasn't able to find one. But I wasn't sure if this glitch would still be able to be done today. Turns out it is. All you have to do is jump over here with your superior jumping skills as an almighty Blood Elf, Venthyr, Demon Hunter, and now all you gotta do is get to this little alcove. And you want to be sure not to double jump or explore too much of the area, as it will teleport you straight back to the entrance of the entrance. If you head towards the fence though, you will notice that it has no clip barrier, and you can walk back towards this wall, and then if you follow it, you can actually fall past this pulley system. Walk a bit forwards into the pink unknown, and you all know what that means. It is time to explore! The first thing I do when I get out of bounds is look around at the open area. It's pretty obvious what's around here, but it still is quite amazing that we are in an instance version of Orgrimmar, and there's also a really good view of the Zeppelin that floats around the arena during the matches. One of the first strange things I noted here is that, well, besides, we're underneath the Brawlers Guild, the Brawlers Guild actually exists inside of the Brawlers Guild, kind of like a Brawl Inception. That's weird, and it's also weird that it's the only building in this area. Let's see what else lies in store for us in the rest of this area. I started off by heading towards what would be the drag of the Horde capital city. Here we are. It's all here, except right away you'll notice that there are actually some buildings missing, just like in the previous area. The buildings that are here, however, are completely detailed, like completely, without people. Of course. I had to use Spectral Sight though, just to make sure there were no people. One weird thing is that when you enter each of the buildings, the minimap location states that you are actually in the drag, and the music changes to that of Orgrimmar. It's kinda neat, to be honest. I decided to explore a bit of the area, and I continued on towards the Valley of Wisdom. This building here is quite strange looking. Is this in the normal city? Turns out that it actually is. It's kind of weird. Heading further on, an even weirder discovery occurred. The river that normally flows along the path here is completely gone, as well as the bridge. Well, you can't fish in this out of bounds area, that's for sure. As every explorer should, I checked underneath the waterfall and sadly there's no treasure. One day there will be though, one day. Heading over to the Valley of Wisdom, the only building left over here is the Torm Totem Pole. Why? It's kind of strange. You can tell where the fire used to be here and where buildings all sat, but for some reason, these were removed. I remained on the lower level and traveled to the Valley of Spirits. Before I could travel very far, I noticed something sparkly? The barber shop is still here? And you can interact with it? This is freaking bizarre. I'm not gonna lie, guys. This is weird. Oh, you have no idea. After that weird discovery, I headed further into the Valley of Spirits. There's almost nothing back here, like nothing at all. You can only look into one of the buildings, and the one building you can look into has a lit bazaar and some scrolls on the table. I figured that it would still be a good idea to traverse the rest of it and then head into the Hall of Legends here. It even says that that's where I am on the minimap. You know, this would be a perfect war planning conference room for RPers. Keep that in mind if you're an RPer or have any friends that are. After leaving the Hall of Legends and looking straight out, you can see that all of the buildings in the Valley of Strength are completely gone, and it's unfortunate as I would love to see the bank and the Gromash Hole. Traveling into the Valley of Strength shows that the main gate into the city is also completely missing, and while I was hopeful that maybe a building or two would clip into view when I walked near them, nothing happened at all. I traveled beyond what should have been the gates and headed into the dusty lands of Durotar. You can see some darker areas where farms used to be, and I continued on the path all the way to where the iron dock should be, and I attempted to fish in the water, but no fish live here. Weirdly enough, I could not find the skull rock in the mountains. It may be here, I couldn't find it. I didn't look that hard, but I couldn't find it. I then headed south to see how far the instance went, and it doesn't head anywhere close to Razor Hill. I then continued south and took in the scenery along the way. Durotar is not known for its beauty, but it is beautiful in its own way. Definitely nostalgic to say the least. Heading west from the southern border of the map, you can see part of Orgrimmar, and it looks just bizarre to see it this way. After some travel, we hit the Durotar Northern Barrens border, and you may notice that some kind of river is missing here. There's not much else to see here, but I do want you guys to all just check out that sunset. It's pretty gorgeous. I decided to follow the riverbed until we reached the massive bridge back into Orgrimmar. If you head past it, you can see where Azshara is supposed to be. At this point, I decided that it was best to travel back inside of Orgrimmar because even though we took a massive detour, there are some parts of Orgrimmar that we missed. The first area we missed involves these fully functioning elevators. They're gutted of all of their mechanics though, so I'm not really sure how they would actually physically work. Up here, you can see that the Zeppelin towers are fully intact, and they even have correct decorations on each of the stands. And there's obviously no goblins yelling, "I've got what you need" up here, or anything like that. Sorry. Okay. I took a look around on top of one of these towers, and you really do get a great view while you're up here. I thought that maybe the secret room was still in the tower here, as I discovered in as I showed off in one of my videos, but without flying, it probably isn't the best idea to risk performing the glitch. Well, we are back where we started. The drag. What a drag. Okay, that was a really bad joke. I'm sorry. I look in the last... That wasn't in my script. Sorry, guys. I look in the last buildings I missed, and then after that, that only leaves one place to explore in the Horde's capital city. That would be the Cleft of Shadows. When you walk in here, it says that we are in the Cleft of Shadow on the minimap from the very first moment when we walk in. That's pretty neat. Now, the Ragefire Chasm portal is still visible, but you can clearly see that there's a cliff behind it, and when you walk over to it, the meeting stone does seem interactable, but I don't have a lot of friends. I mean, I do, but just none that play World of Warcraft in the current state. So I really wasn't able to test if the stone actually worked. Trying to get past the instance portal will reveal a wall clip that looks very similar to a video that I've done before. If you haven't seen my glitching underneath Orgrimmar video, I seriously recommend watching it. It's pretty interesting just to see what everything looks like. It's time for the final exploration area. What is beyond the northern gate? Typically this gate leads to Azshara, but let's find out for sure. Obviously along the way there are none of the typical supplies, buildings, and orcs that normally are in the area. Weirdly enough, this hook and ball and chain are here. I'm not sure why everything except for this was taken out. But more power to ya. Well, this is what is left of Azshara. It's kind of neat and there are hardly any defining features. To explore the area, I traveled up and down the coast, and at some point I decided to climb through the mountains a bit. Really cool scenery, but no secrets were to be discovered here. Eventually, I made it full circle back to the city, and I tried to see what was in this tower. Yeah, I felt that one pretty hard. Pretty hard. Oh yeah, my game did crash here. Kind of weird as up to this point, there were absolutely no signs of struggling. Now, it's time to reveal the power of the demon barber shop. Not Sweeney Todd though. Behold, I am made new. I can feel the power coursing through me.
Yes. Yes. I can feel the raw power of the well of eternity. It is time to end this charade.
Yeah, I'm cool. I am so powerful. Ah, no. Huh. Where am I? Was it all a dream?
Can I interest you in a payment plan?